Good morning, citizens, and welcome back to the verse. What a lovely day for a Freefly. Lovely day indeed. It is Tuesday, April 22nd, as you can see here. And in the Freefly, we have an arrow, the C1 Spirit, the Prospector, the Fortune, a Corsair, and the Cutter. I was kind of thinking that there was a Golem as part of the Freefly, but there is not. But I thought I'd check out some of the ships. So if you have a game package and you were going to check out the ships and you've noticed they're not showing up in your account, it's a pretty easy fix. So I'm going to show you that. First, all you need to do is go to the Freefly thing here and click Fly for Free. Now, up here it says promotion was already used. I've already used it, but if you haven't and you click that, then you're good to go. All you need to do then to make sure it works is to log out of the launcher and then log back in and log into the game. And you should have access to those 5 ships. Also, with this Freefly, and this is going on, I think, until the end of the week. Yeah, until the 28th. So we have 6 more days of Freefly. I know I'm getting in this a little bit late since it started on the 17th to try out these ships. So like I said, we get the Fortune, which I'm interested in trying out, the Spirit, the Cutter, which I already have, the Prospector, which I already have in this account, the Arrow, and the Corsair. So I might be using the Corsair and trying to do some bounties there, because in a video previously I was thinking maybe I'd pick one up in game and use it. So we'll see if I kind of enjoy that. I'm really interested in trying out the Fortune. Since I do have a Vulture, I want to kind of compare those ships, but it's not a ship I own. That's also why I was hoping that the Golem would be part of that, so that I could try out the Golem and see what that starter ship is like as far as a starter in the mining. If you're going to get a starter ship right now, I think bang for the buck, the best value if you want to get in the game and try that out, besides trying out the Freeflies, which, although they don't always run super smoothly, at least are free, is the Cutter. The Cutter's pretty awesome. And there is a current game package for the Cutter, which is 15% off. So 51 bucks US for the Cutter, or 67 US for the Golem. I can't really say whether or not I think this is a good deal as a starter because I haven't tried it out, but I would think potentially not. If I was going to go for the 2, first of all, cheaper to get yourself a Cutter, but also with this ship, you can't really refine these goods and then transport them with this ship, so you would need a secondary ship to do the transporting anyways. It's going to be viable in game, so maybe that would be more of the route to go with this. But the Cutter as a starter is a pretty solid starter. It allows you to do quite a bit of little things. Definitely not the best at anything, but I think it is pretty good. So we have the premium and the standard. There is other things as well. So if we go to the shop and go to the pledge store, the other starters that I would suggest, if we go to game packages, you do need the game package, not just a ship. I would say maybe no to the Intrepid. The Aurora or the Mustang are always pretty solid, but I would wait until the times if you really want to get the cheapest deal when these go on sale for $40.50 when those are on sale. The Pisces is a pretty awesome little starter, and the Titan is probably one of the better ones under this price category. Then you start going up in prices to ships that are a little more than I'd say to get into the game. But right now it's free. If you have a game account, you can try this out for free. If you haven't already, make sure you use the referral code when you make your account. Although, watch my more recent video about referrals and how those are working. And currently, there's going to be a big change in that, which is one reason maybe people will be holding off on getting a game. But the Cutter itself is a pretty cool one. But we're going to try out the ships that are in the Freefly. So now that I've clicked that use code and I have already restarted, logged out and logged back into the launcher, we're going to head into the verse and we're going to give the Fortune a try. Okay, we're in the verse in a station. We're in Pyro Gateway in Stanton. I don't remember why I came here originally, but this is where we are. And we should have our ships here. We also do need to get something to eat. We're a little bit low on our proteins, as you can see in the bottom left here. I also suddenly have the hiccups, which means this is going to be an interesting video. We could just go to the medical clinic and get some nutrition that way, but I should have some stuff here, I think. If not, you know, we're going to go buy something. Cargo deck, potentially. They should have crews there. So we're going to go up there, we're going to do that first, and then we are going to do a little bit of salvage. Now, I'll double check real quick that I don't have anything here. I don't seem to. Okay. So, it'll be interesting. I did want to try out the Fortune, even though it's not a ship that I'm going to purchase, at least not for a while in game. Certainly not one I would buy with cash. And the reason why is simply that I have a vulture. So, I like that CIG has given options to players. So, why have one ship that is like, you start out with a rock, and then you go to a prospector, and then you go to an Arasta. Why not have options that you can choose those midpoints? So now it's not just rock or DS, although who chooses a DS? Now you can choose the Geo. That is a potential new ship to start out with, and I think that's great. I like the fact that you can start out with a vulture or a prospector, and they both have kind of trade-offs, but they're pretty equal. I would say the big trade-offs for the vulture or the Fortune is that the vulture has two scrapers that you can kind of set up differently. Leave that there. I'm going to sneeze, so 1 second. Holy smokes, that was quite the sneeze. If you're flying a Fortune, you don't have to get out of your seat in order to stack boxes. They automatically stack for you. I think if you don't like the stacking aspect, it's a huge win for you on that ship. It has a buffer. I don't know what the buffer size is, but it's up there. The visibility out of the prospector frame that it's built on, these aren't automatic doors, what am I doing, is pretty awesome, so I think that's a great start. I do like the prospector as a mining ship, so I could see if you have one, having the Fortune is kind of if you like the MISC look. I just like my vulture. It doesn't have interior windows. What the... There we go. Which I believe the Fortune does, so that's kind of a cool thing. I'm not sure if I like the cape with a backpack and gun. But this... Is this the Copian armor? I don't know what that is. It's got horns on it. Alright, so let's see if we got the ships here. We should have them. Maybe not here, but in our thing. So we're going to go to the MISC. 2 prospectors. Fortune. There we go. Deliver. I was so confused by the 2 prospectors, but we do have one already in our hangar. So that's why we have one from the Freefly as well. Alright, we're going to go grab the Fortune. We're going to check it out. Take a look. I don't know if the paints between the Fortune and the Prospector are interchangeable. I do not believe so. I don't know what the claim time is. It uses a small hangar. Now, some of the drawbacks of the Fortune is that your cargo is kind of exposed, which could be a plus if you're working as a team and you're doing all the scraping and then unloading, and then you have someone else come by and tractor your cargo containers off. I'm wondering if you have to unlock the ports in order for that to happen. I don't know. But overall, right away, yes, this looks like a Prospector. Still has, which I believe originally this is supposed to help eject material in the original design, but it still has that. Still has the VTOL engines. The covers for the landing gear are a bit different. We got... There we go. The cargo grid. And this is where the Vulture, I believe, is superior. Is that cargo that you're taking off, this cargo grid in this cargo area is a lot smaller. You could kind of manage to put some stuff up into there. But overall, the cargo grid in the Vulture is superior. So there is that. I kind of think that this plate, and I hope that eventually these animate so that when you're producing goods, they come out and actually go up and kind of angle to get to where they're supposed to be, as opposed to just appearing where they're going. But that would be kind of a great addition for the Vulture or the Reclaimer. And then we have the word Fortune on the side. Now, it doesn't say Prospector on the side of the Prospector, correct? And I'm trying to find the... Oh. Where is the interaction? There it is. Now, let's see if the seat is better than the Prospector. So the Prospector seat, getting in the seat, is a little fiddly. We got a bathroom here. Got a little food area. We got our components. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. This is what I like. The windows. I mean, more ships need windows. I really like the idea of having windows. Engineering, I guess. Is there a fuse panel around here that I'm not seeing? Oh, this is for, oh. No, this is the, for the buffer. So, is it left and right? Like, do I have to eject on left and then eject on right? But buffer might be shared? Maybe. And you can kind of see what's on your grid here. And then this back here, it's got more components. Big coolers on there. Where is the buffer? Like, where is... I guess they're outside, and the compactors. It's got a lot of space in there. It kind of shows you that this is all the space in a Prospector that would be used by the collapsible bags, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Where's the fuse? Oh, here's the fuses. I know there should be fuses somewhere. All right. So let's look. It's not bad. It's better than the Prospector as far as that prompt to get in the seat. And just like a Prospector, look at the view that you have. It's awesome. So we're going to power this up. That's looking pretty good. Open exterior. We got limited buttons to press. Power off, engine on. Right, so there's not a lot of buttons on here. We're just gonna head on out. I want to take a look at these landing gear. That's a nice animation for the landing gear, and it looks really sleek. Having no boxes on there does make this kind of like if a Cutlass Black actually had a little bit of design. That's what it's looking like right now. All right, we're gonna fly out of here. Wait, am I in Pyro? This is red. I thought I was in the Pyro Gateway. It says I'm in Stanton. All right, it just looks really red here. All right, we're gonna head towards. Well, actually, we'll just take a contract first. Salvage. The Constellation would have too much in it. Freelancer MISC. We're going to spend 50 grand on this. That'll give us the best ability to get some money from the things that are inside. It's definitely going to have gold and quantanium inside it. We're going to... The Lively Pathway Station. That's where we're going to go. So... we'll go there. We'll check out the range of the ship. And while we're flying, let's take a look at this ship here. I kind of like the word Fortune under the door. It is a nice branding. I'm wondering where the ship name will be when you have a ship. It'd be great if it would be somewhere that's visible, even on like the sides of the engines here, or above the canopy. Yeah, it's a cool looking ship. Like I said, looks really sleek. It's interesting that the front landing gear doesn't have a cover like the back does. And we do have our single scraper beam kind of in that housing at the front. And I don't recall what scraper beam this comes with, but that'll be interesting. So we're going to go all the way to Arkel 2, and then from there we're going to find our ship. Now, if the ship shows up in an armistice zone, that's where the vulture would be better, because I have the ability to have the tractor beam and the scraping beam. I don't know if this one has scraper module and tractor on there. We'll have to see. Hopefully it does have a tractor module, so if it's in the armistice zone we can get it out of there. But I will join you. Oh, actually, you know what? I was about to say I'll join you when we get there, but we're already at 2.6 gigameters away. I'm just going to bring you along for the entire ride, because we're already slowing down. Should be pretty good to get there. Yeah, I mean, I do love the visibility in a prospector, and the Fortune is just as good. It's so funny that MISC makes this ship, and then they make the Freelancer, which is just ridiculous. Okay, so station is 23, this is 34. It looks like we might actually, maybe with this last patch, they actually fixed it, that they're showing up outside of the armistice zones, because that looks like it should be out. So we're going to bring our maximum speed to about maybe 700. 682, that's good. That way, at least when I get closer, I can slow down. I'm going to turn off that. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, we do have a tractor. We have the cinch scraper, and we have the ready grip tractor module. So I can tractor if I need to. I can scrape if I need to. It's got gimbals on it, so I can scrape with gimbals. That's good. We might still be in the armistice zone. Because I'm 3 kilometers away and we're still in the armistice zone. So this might be another shove out before you can scrape type thing. So maybe it'll be just on the outside of it, because we're 2 kilometers away. Let's hope. Private property? What the? Alright, this is interesting. Alright, so we will... Why is it not... Oh, it's because I've accidentally put that on fracture. Okay. Alright, so we're definitely within the armistice zone. Where's our station? It's right there. Alright, and we're in private property. So let's see if I get a crime stat while trying to do this. So I'm gonna push this ship out. And then I'm just gonna follow it as it goes. And let's see if we can get outside of this private property, which seems to be around the salvage claim, so maybe not. And also, if we can get out of the armistice zone. So, I'm going to do that, and then I will join you. I haven't bothered to scan this ship yet. I'm sure there is a bunch of stuff in there, including components and cargo. And that's what we're going to get first. So, I will join you when we are away. So, I don't know if I'm far enough away yet because of this trespassing message. So I'm going to quickly step out of the ship here, and just see if I can use my tractor beam really quick. Always check while you're about to automatically jump out of the ship if you have your helmet on. Alright, so let's see. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this ship to a stop, which means I got to get back in. Yeah, that interaction to get in the pilot seat is way better than the Prospector. Another kind of similarity between this ship and the Vulture is that you can choose how to get in the ship, whether it's through the back or through that side entrance, so... Alright, we're going to bring this to a perfect stop here. Alright, let this ship stop bouncing around. Perfect. Alright. So if I'm going to take stuff out of the back, we'll just line it up kind of like this. Oh, that was definitely flares. Don't need to worry about those at the moment. Yeah, that's probably good. Alright. And we're going to open up the very back of this ship. I'm sure with a little more effort I could figure out what is the best, here it is, what is the best position to get near another ship. But oh, because see, there's a side railing. That's not too bad though. Alright, we're going to go in here. Again, I didn't scan it. I probably should have. But there is cargo for sure. Oh, not a lot though. Alright. Let's see, what do we have here? Scrap. Not something that is worth taking on the Fortune. Processed food is a maybe, because we have all this space here. Iron. Probably not, but again, we'll try to see how much we can fit into this thing. Maybe I could fit that in as well. Scrap, a 1 SCU. Put that over here. What we're looking for at the back, some more scrap, is going to be gold and quantanium. Oh, knocked myself on the ground. Perfect. Quantanium, we're bringing that for sure. Oh, maybe don't smack it into the bottom. And gold. So we're bringing those. All of that is good. Quantanium, gold. And then, some more big ticket items. The various components that we have here. Which, as we all know, is where we can make some good money. So we're going to bring those over. Got our coolers. Got our shields. Power plant, jump drive. Jump drives are usually worth quite a bit, right? I believe this is. Oh. There you go. This is what happens when you can no longer aim down sight in your multi-tool. It makes it hard to actually aim at things. How many shield generators are on this? Did I only grab one so far? Is there one on each side? Oh. I feel like I already grabbed one. Is there 3 shield generators on this? Must be. Okay. Oh. Definitely a mistake. Definitely a mistake. There we go. Okay. And whatever this is, I can't grab that. Okay, I think we're good. So now we're gonna... I'm not gonna bother with the weapons, because they're not really worth it right now. But we're gonna start with putting some of these items here onto this grid. How big is this grid? Not super big. But we're gonna put these things up here. Again, not as good... Oh, that's scrap. Not as good as the vulture as far as chucking things in. I couldn't put in the big guns off of Constellation into this ship. And I'm now blocking this door by chucking all this stuff up here. But, I mean, you can do a reasonable amount of looting of high value goods. So if you're just picking up things like the components that you want, or the shields, it's not super good, but we're gonna get it. Okay, get another full stop here. Well, standing on the ground, this will be pretty easy to pretty easy to unload, I would assume. Okay, this is not working out as well as I would have planned. Quit playing around. Okay. This is the thing that's worth the most money. So if anything, I gotta make sure I bring this along. So I might have to just put this on the cargo grid and forego some of the other cargo. But I mean, we have gold and quantanium. Those are the 2 things we need. So, all right, let's put this in here. Oh, now I've moved my ship. Yeah, this is definitely a lot more fiddly than the vulture, where I can just chuck things in. Scrap, scrap, component, component, iron. Okay, so can I fit these 2 components in? They're not snapping to this part of the cargo grid, which is kind of interesting. Oh, and I've already lost the shield gen. You know what? I think we're cutting our losses. Will this close and retain all these items? Alright, so that worked. I guess I could go inside the ship, pull all those into the interior, and then deal with it again. I don't feel like doing it. It's a little more fiddly. But if your love is scraping hauls and not salvaging components, the ability for this to automatically stack those items as they come out is probably the way to go for you. So, again, trade-offs with each ship. I love getting into the ship and like pulling things out. I love the idea in the future of maybe having to like cut things loose with a torch. So we're gonna now put this down to a lower speed. I'm going to position ourselves Let's turn our lights on, even though we don't necessarily need it. And let's see how fast this scrapes on its own. So, position ourselves, hit gimbals. And I mean, that seems pretty reasonable. We're already at 0.1 SCU. And it's 13 SCU buffer, which is a pretty reasonable size for a small salvage ship like this. I don't think I'm going to get that with scraping. I'll be lucky if I get like 4. So I'm going to scrape the entirety of this hull. And once it's scraped, we'll do a little disintegration and we'll check that out. But I wasn't necessarily hoping to make a big profit on this as much as just kind of try this out. The HUD showing me where I'm aiming is really light and hard to see. But if I turn off my lights, it's not a lot better. I can kind of point out where I'm aiming, but it's not the same as where my mouse is going. That's kind of odd. Like, look at, my mouse is pointed right at the edge of the ship, and I'm actually pointed off the side of the ship, so I wonder if I'm too close. And that's better. Not necessarily. I think I prefer being able to see the ship. I'm gonna go for just getting a full, maybe 2 SCU of this, and then we're gonna disintegrate to speed up this process a bit. So we're almost at 1. I am having trouble aiming my scraper beam based on where I'm pointing my mouse. That is odd and hopefully going to be addressed. But we're 1 SCU already. So if you're finding panels, this would be the ultimate panel ship. To be able just to scrape all those panels and then get it to start stacking boxes for you while you go and continue scraping. And then fill up that buffer. However, I guess you can only fit, is it 4 SCU inside the ship? As opposed to the Vulture, which you can pack a lot of extra boxes off of the cargo grid, at least currently. Who knows if they'll ever kind of fix that. Someone on Spectrum posted earlier today that nobody likes Salvage the way it is, and that it's no one likes the scraping aspect. I would have to disagree. I kind of enjoy the scraping. I'm not enjoying it currently with this Fortune, but with the Vulture, I really like trying to scrape it. I don't like that some ships you can't get some of the stuff off no matter what angle you come from, but I kind of like the idea of scraping off the hull and then taking the rest components. I don't see the point in just atomizing everything and flying off, because that's not salvage, that's just collection, I guess. It's cleanup. Alright, 1.6. Let's move to the underside. Yeah, so this trespassing thing was never a big deal, I guess. Wait. Gimbals. I hit the wrong button there. There we go. .7. 1.8. Almost at 2. There you go. 2 SU. And now we're going to go into disintegrate mode. Oh, that's the wrong button. Why am I suddenly forgetting all the keybinds? There we go. Alright, so we're in fracture mode. Which I'm assuming will be the same as the vulture. No real change. Where does the munching go? Like, those are the little fracture, whatever they're called, resonant things, and we're now bringing this apart. But when we disintegrate, where does that go? That's a cool shot. Okay, so now we're gonna go to disintegrate. Oh, and I hit the wrong button again. Okay, so now it just, what? Let's try this again. Where does the magic atoms go? Where are they getting sucked in? Anytime now. I guess they get sucked into the disintegrator? I don't know. Alright, we're at a bunch now. We're at almost 7 SU. I guess this might not fully fill up our buffer. All right. Okay. So we're gonna put that away. Double check that there's no more bits around. Oh, there was. Okay. There you go. I am out of practice that I keep hitting the wrong keys. It's interesting that you can't disintegrate these boxes. It'd be great if you could. You don't get as good a material, but maybe you get a little bit of whatever components are made up into that. That'd be kind of interesting. Alright, so let's put this away. Let's start flying towards ArcCorp. And just to get out of this trespassing, even though it doesn't seem to be an issue. And I could, in space, put all these boxes output them onto the sides. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go land in a hangar, and then from there I'm going to try outputting these boxes, and then I can just put them into the cargo elevator, and we could try selling some of this stuff. A Stanton miracle has happened, and it's daylight as I come in for an approach and it's not too cloudy. Imagine how beautiful this game would look if I had a newer video card and not something that is 4 generations old. Definitely I need to upgrade, but trying to find anything right now that's not, you know, 40% or more over MSRP is pretty much impossible. What a cool looking city. I like it. Alright. I guess it's... Is it a city? Is the whole planet a city with districts? Or is it just considered just R-Corp? Not really a city as much as R-Corp. What is this purple thing down there? I don't know. Alright. Some nice beauty shots of the ship, since I'm not going to have it in a few days' time when the Freefly is over. Let me know, though, if you bought one, or if you're thinking of getting one after the Freefly. I mean, it is a cool ship. If you are the kind of person who wants to do panels, I think this might be the way to go. If you're the kind of person who wants to take out the components and cargo from a ship, then, and you're a solo, you're not working with someone else. I don't know. If you're working with a pair, someone doing the components and guns and cargo and you doing the scraping, I think maybe this might be a pretty good ship. It's definitely one to look at if you do not already own a salvage ship. It'll be interesting to see, price-wise, how they price this. It'll probably, in my opinion, be pretty close to the price of like a prospector. It handles nice, I will say that. Range-wise on the quantum fuel, I think it's broken for me because I've used basically nothing. Either that or it's actually really good. And I kind of like that I can just like land near the freight, maybe point my nose towards it, and I'll be taking stuff off both sides, kind of like the I guess I don't need my lights on. Kind of like the Hull A. So we're gonna aim a little bit in there and get in there. All right, and we've landed. Now we've landed. Now we've landed. Yeah. So if I was to refuel, it says I've used 500 worth of fuel, so maybe it's just really good on fuel. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Now we're gonna see. Do I put both sides separately? Where's that panel? It's back here. So if I go auto and wow, that is really hard to read. Let's go construction material, eject. There's a box. Box down there. 2 boxes. Alright. 3rd box right there. Ooh, I could highlight the box. 4th box just popped in. So weird I can highlight that box though. You should not be able to. Another box just popped up. Nothing on this side. So it might be based on what side. Maybe not. Is it going to go to this side now? No. Okay, so they are separate. So now I can go to this side, and I can go... I should have pushed auto first, but that's okay. So I can do each one separately. Okay. It doesn't show me the amount. Ooh. Okay, crafting. If I craft, where does crafting happen? Is it these? Or is there no crafting? Craft. Okay. I can craft a tractor beam. Or I can craft a... Yeah, let's craft a tractor beam. Where does it come out? It does come out there. Okay, cool. Crafting on both sides. I don't know if you necessarily need that, but cool. All right, and so let's get this opened up, and let's... Still no sound. I think that might have been fixed in the most recent PTU patch, that there's going to be sound. So there we go. I mean, I did fit quite a bit in here, just not nearly as easily or as much as the vulture. All right, so freight's over there. Oh wait, I parked this way. Freight over here. All right. So maybe park tail end. So when I unload these, they're all facing the right way, but we're gonna put that out there. Yeah, so if you had someone scraping and someone outside kind of just taking the stuff off the outside, putting in their ship, you could pretty quickly empty the ship and get back into salvage. I don't think we're gonna sell as part of this video. Everyone here knows how to sell, where to sell, whether or not you're gonna make money. I don't know if I'll make money on this because I didn't take all the cargo, I didn't get all the components, and I really didn't bother trying to scrape the hull. Scraping the hull is where you make the money in salvage. If you go find panels, 1000% you can get your fortune with the fortune. But overall, as a trial, and really I just wanted to try this ship out, I liked it. I think it's a good ship. Like I said, I like that you have choices. I like that you can choose what ships for you, whether it's the design of the ship, whether it's the manufacturer, whether it is what components. I mean, this ship maybe has better shielding or better coolers. Maybe the range is a lot better compared to a vulture. But for me, yeah, it's a solid choice if you wanted to get into salvage. It's one that when I first saw, I thought it was cool, but I personally wouldn't get because I don't need it. But as a new player, it's good that you can decide, does this fit my playstyle? Would I get this ship? And visually, like I said, something about not having the ore bags on there has made this shape so much better. I do like the look of the Prospector, but the Fortune just looks better. It looks really cool. I really like how it looks. I'm a fan. I'm gonna unload this, and I think this is where I'm gonna call it. I don't need to keep going on this, and the next video that I put out will be maybe trying some bounties in the Corsair. I'm gonna check the Corsair out. I'm gonna see what it is like, and that might be a ship that I'm going to buy in game next. So how it performs there, whether I'm able to actually do a little bit of bounties and find some cool loot while doing so, might help make that decision. But until next time, head on out for the Freefly. It's janky, but as you can see, I didn't have any major issues so far. And as we load this last bit in, you can watch the servers crash because I spoke out loud. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been good. And if you're thinking about getting a game package, I would definitely take the opportunity to try the Freefly, try the cutter, and maybe pick yourself up a cutter. If you haven't already, before you make your account, make sure you use referral code, whether it's mine or a friend's. That way you do get a little bit of extra when you get a game package, whether it's now or a year from now, and maybe wait a couple more months until they decide exactly what they're doing with the referral ladder, and maybe get yourself some pretty cool starter, including one of the big changes they made, which I really agree with, is to increase the amount of money for new starting players, because the current bonus that you get for using referral code is like 5,000 UEC, which is what, like a multi-tool, a tractor beam, and some crews, and then maybe a helmet, and you're done. They really need to up that. The economy has really run away from people in this game, so that's a good change. But until next time, here's our haul. Not too bad. And I hope to see you all soon in the verse. And if this happens, just walk away and try again. Usually the second time. There we go. So much better. Goodbye, everybody. Have an awesome day.